After close to 4 long, hard years, Eileen Pearce is fed up.
Particularly this year has been the hardest, I think. I think I'm getting worn down a bit with it.
The 83-year-old is determined her earthquake-damaged New Brighton home is a rebuild, but Tower Insurance says it's only a repair.
I just want insurance companies to honour their policy to people.
This protest, a last-ditch effort to sway the insurer.
It's not 4 weeks after the earthquake, it's not 4 months. This lady has been living in her house for 4 years. She can't close the back door. She turns the tap on, sand comes out of the tap. Is this right? Is this how we want to treat our elderly?
More than a dozen people joined Mrs Pearce for the protest, including her local city councillor, Glenn Livingston.
It's a real boost. You know, you're on your own for so long fighting this, and to know that people are going they're sticking up for you, believe in what you're doing.
Brian Staples' company, Earthquake Services, is representing Mrs Pearce and has been leading the charge in the courtroom over the last 18 months.
But they listen to me. They really listen to me, and that's the biggest thing.
The earthquakes cracked the ceilings, walls and foundations of Eileen Pearce's home, but Tower is adamant this home isn't a rebuild, it's a repair.
They know it's their own information that tells them it's a rebuild. Their own information tells them there is no good ground for 16 metres under her house. They want to rely on jacking and packing piles onto sand.
Tower says the 1970s home would only cost $317,000 to repair or $445,000 to rebuild. But Brian Staples says his engineers believe Mrs Pearce should get between $780,000 and $900,000.
Do you think that's justified for a rebuild? Or?
Absolutely. You know, we've settled so many claims around her house now because of the conditions of the land. We've settled claims the same size as her house for $800,000, $850,000. So it's not about the dollars. It's about it'll cost whatever it costs to repair that house to an as-new condition.
Her case is set for the High Court next year, but Brian says most of his clients settle with their insurance company out of court. In most cases, his company stands to make a 10% cut of any uplift in the final settlement. However, he preferred not to comment on how much his company will make on Eileen's claim.
How many other elderly cases do you have?
Who knows, 100, 200, but there's a lot. There's thousands in this situation. And it's not just elderly, it's the vulnerable as well.
An advocate for the elderly recently sent a letter to the heads of the insurance companies pleading for action and saying that people are dying before their homes are rebuilt. Eileen Pearce says the elderly are too scared to speak out.
There's a lot of people out there. It's not just me. It is not. And I'm speaking for all people my age.
In a statement today, Tower Insurance says the company has settled 89% of its claims and is disappointed Mrs Pearce's case has reached this stage. The company says they have been hoping for some time to proceed with the repairs to her house and have offered to enter into independent mediation to resolve the issues.
I don't like their attitude. Why couldn't they come and tell me myself to my place?
Have you heard any offers for meetings from them?
I haven't heard from them for at least 2 years.
If an agreement can't be reached, Tower will face off against Brian and Eileen in the High Court next May. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.